show you some of the routes and some of the places and where the Wetherill family were photographed and traveled that you probably wouldn't know otherwise. And the first thing that we'll be talking about, we're going to stop at one William Henry Jackson site where he photographed in 1874, a couple of them actually. And when they came around this corner, they're coming out of Mancos Canyon, and that's Mancos Canyon draining there. That's Tanner Mesa that you can see there in the distance. Some trading posts up there that are really unique that traded with both the Ute and the Navajo. It's kind of a borderline crossing area there that's just being opened up. There's some really neat history up there, including a whole cavalcade of Spanish on horseback that's drawn petroglyphs. But I'm still trying to smuggle that in to see. So when you come out of Mancos Canyon, there was a split, and our first stop's going to be up here to show you the wagon road that went northwest to Navajo Springs. And Navajo Springs was really the main camp where a lot of people came from when they left Mancos Canyon, especially in the early years. And we can see a remnant of that wagon road cut through up there. The other part of the road, especially for the Wetherills, went right down Tanner Butte, kind of past that butte into the San Juan River. So, for instance, when Richard and Al and all those guys took Pruden to the, took Pruden or Nordenskjold to the Grand Canyon, they likely came down that road to the river. They went on to Bluff on this side of the river. This is another hour and a half from here. Oh, look.
Yeah.
And then from Bluff, hired a man named Jim Joe, who was connected to the Navajo people there, who guided them into Monument Valley, and who had also been at the Snake Dance numerous times and had a connection there of Tom Palaka. The Wetherills did not travel this alone, and that's one of the reasons they never had any trouble here, is they always picked up a guide, whether it was Ute, Paiute, Navajo, local Mormon, and they picked good guides, treated them well, and it's there just was never any hassles, period. So, that's one route, but when Al Wetherill went all the way to the Grand Canyon, he actually went further west, and it's really hazy today, but he went through southern Utah, crossed at Height, went around through the Grand Canyon, came back, went to the Snake Dance, and then they came back up from Window Rock, which is at the far end of this range that you can see here. They came back from Hopi, came up over Canyon de Chelly, which is, if we just kind of sort of point to the right of Shiprock, over the top there you'd be in Canyon de Chelly. They crossed Buffalo Pass, which is right up here, came right back up here to Nolan Trading Post, which is where the Mancos River dumped into the San Juan, came back up this way and back to Mancos. And we figured, how many miles on that trip to the Grand Canyon? We had 1,200 miles, and that was without counting some areas. 1,200 miles horseback through Navajo country, and didn't have any trouble. Especially with the Navajos in a time when that was very common. The other really fun story is after Richard was killed, John took a shortcut, and if you look right here, where we see the Carrizos and the Chuscos kind of coming together. This one drops down, and you see the other one dropping down. That's the broken ones. Through there after coming back from Richard's death, cut across there into Shinley Wash and onto Monument Valley. And when he came through there, he found Sweetwater Trading Post, which he put the Wade family in, and they began that trading post. So, in addition to that, in 1930, he came back with the Bernheimer expeditions, and was the last major archaeological horse expedition in the Four Corners. And they went back into there to dig the Basket Lake Caves, which is the book I'm working on now. So